Ladies and gentlemen, you asked for it, so here I am. I have finally started watching the TV show From, which is an MGM Plus show, I think, which honestly I had no idea was actually a premium network in general. Like, what is even on MGM Plus? Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just a small detail. I wanted to give my first impressions on the show within the video because I'm now on episode 4 of the first season. I had started watching yesterday and I watched 4 episodes of it. So I definitely think I have enough time to gather some initial thoughts, and I completely understand. Like, you look at shows like, let's say it's Breaking Bad or even Better Call Saul. Some shows don't have the strongest beginnings because they have to adopt the story, they have to tell it, and they have to kind of flesh out the world around you. So obviously, I don't think I'm seeing the whole picture, but these first couple episodes are very important because they're what makes you decide whether you're going to stay with a show or stop watching. And I've made the decision that I'm going to continue to watch this show. I do not think so far it is like the best show ever or anything like that. But then again, I didn't think Breaking Bad was, or Better Call Saul was, or anything really, House of the Dragon, the list goes on and on. Didn't think any of them were the best shows ever in their first 4 episodes. So I think that's a fair assessment to make, but there are a lot of reasons for me saying that. So that's what I wanted to talk about in this video. My first impressions of the show are it feels like a knockoff of The Walking Dead and every boy demographic thing ever, like Transit, the map from Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and like a little bit of The Last of Us and The Walking Dead and stuff like that. It feels like they're just trying to cater to that market, which is fine. I mean, this show fits perfectly in line with things I'm interested in, so they do know their demographic well. But things like the diner set or even the font or even the color grading and everything, it feels very much like a ripoff of The Walking Dead. Like, that's what it feels like. But it doesn't really matter because the premise itself is really cool. And the characters so far are pretty interesting. Like, Boyd is a very, very cool character and one I can't wait to see more of. Kenny's another cool character that I'm excited to see more of as well. And they've already set up some interesting things with that Sarah, I think her name is, the one who works in the diner. And that was cool and all. But I guess I feel like so far within this show, they've been leaning into this. Okay, we know people like The Walking Dead, so let's try to like recreate it. I know that's not what they're doing exactly, but it just feels like that. And I don't necessarily have a problem with that, like I said. It's just something I've picked up on very early on. I hope that doesn't come across like too negative or anything, because it's kind of not. The premise is pretty interesting. That's the only other thing that I found, I guess, not the best with these first couple episodes so far, is the premise is very, very cool. And I'm sure this mystery of what is happening and these monsters will be explored by the time I get to season 3. I'd imagine that to be the case. But very early on, it's very interesting to see the way they've just fleshed it out a little bit. I like the beginning. We saw the norms of this world. But then when this new group came in and the guys and the daughter, I can't remember, I think the name's Jim. If you see me looking over to the right, I'm looking at the characters' names. Jim, Julie, and his wife, Tabitha, and like the kid and all that. Like, I feel like they had such a good opportunity to make that something truly interesting, and they did, but they also didn't. Like, I feel like it was just, okay, we're here now. All right, like, we're stuck. There was no panic. It didn't feel real. It just felt like, shit. And I get there was like a heap of emotions because Jim's son had just been impaled by something and all that, who, might I add, and while I'm talking about this, sorry, this is a brain dump, but I feel like the acting is not the strongest in this show. I think Boyd does an incredible job, but like, that's kind of it. I don't think any of the family so far in these first couple of episodes feel great. But then again, this is why I bring up shows like Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, and all of that stuff. I don't think there's ever been a show where characters in the very early on are like my favorite. And I think it's because these actors have to get comfortable in the role still. So even though I love characters like Boyd so far, he still feels a little rocky. Like, he doesn't feel so, like, fluid as a character, I guess I should say. I don't know how to word that. But I don't know. I feel like these actors so far in these 4 episodes just have not gotten into the role well yet. Someone like Sarah kind of has, and even Kenny. But some of the main characters like Jim and Boyd, and I guess Tabitha a little bit, just don't really feel fully fleshed out yet. But I don't think they're supposed to. And I know I just went off of what I was going to say. The point I want to bring it back to, though, is the fact that this show in the beginning, with this establishing idea where they go off on the road, they see the tree, then they see the crows, and then they get stuck in this place. Really cool premise, but they kind of built it up where Boyd and his group were like, oh, I remember my first day and all that stuff. But then Jim and his family I didn't really feel like it was believable that they got sucked into this world. Sure, it got completely shattered by their car accident, and I get that. And of course, when that happens, we see Jim kind of discovering these people and all of that stuff. But it felt very quick to when he goes to Tabitha, essentially later, I think it was in episode 3, and is like, this is real. We're here. This is real. But like, I just don't feel like they did a good job establishing that. Whereas a show like The Walking Dead or, I don't know, Breaking Bad, I know I'm going back to these two, but those shows, they drop you into this world and you feel you're within it right away. I didn't really get that with our surrogates for this story, like Jim and his family. I just didn't get that. And then it was a little immersion breaking to see like some of the acting, like I said. So those are the things that kind of threw me off a little bit. But the premise in and of itself is really, really cool. And I'm interested to see where it goes. I love when shows like this have no-name celebrities or celebrities that haven't been in a lot of stuff. And sorry, my light just went out and now it's back on. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm going to keep it in because I don't feel like going crazy on the editing front. So if you see that thing flickering, I have a little light back there. Whatever. Anyway, point I was trying to make is I like how the characters within this show are kind of firsts. Like you didn't see them in a lot of places. And I love that because that gives actors an opportunity to shine, new actors to come to the forefront. Like, again, Boyd, great example. I don't think I've seen him in anything before, but I'm excited to see him now. And I can't wait to see where it goes. And overall, I guess the thing that I'm most excited for with From, since I've already started it now, is just to see how this mystery itself kind of plays out. I'm not loving it yet, but I'm not disliking it at all. I'm very interested to see. I'm going to continue to watch because I'm hooked at this point. But I guess 4 episodes in, I could say I don't think it's on the same quality level so far as something like The Walking Dead, something like Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, blah, blah, blah. But then again, I didn't think those shows were of the same quality until later on. The only exception to that was The Walking Dead's pilot because it was one of the best episodes of TV ever. But then it kind of slowed down a little bit again. So I don't know. I think time will tell. I think it's too soon to give, I guess, a more formal opinion. This is just very early on. I'm just brain dumping to you how I feel about the first 4 episodes that I watched so far. Very excited to see where it goes, see how Jim and his family adapt to this new world, even though it didn't really feel believable that they got there at all. But whatever. Besides that, very excited to see. And yeah, I would love to know your thoughts down below. Let me know without spoilers if it gets better, because I am curious. Not that it's bad. I'm not like, oh my God, this is amazing. You know what I mean? It's good. It's very good. It's just thought I'd be honest with you, tell you how I'm feeling about the first 4 episodes that I've seen so far. Definitely expect a season 1 review, a season 2 review, and I guess because it's already airing, a season 3 review by the time that comes around. Don't know. Or is it over yet? Season 3? I don't know. Either way, I'll be making content on it. So with all that out of the way, be sure to go follow me on X and Instagram. I post there all the time. And until the next one, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.